I'm sure we can all agree that that ain't Blueface. That is not Blueface. They did the same with Gucci when Gucci got out.
Say what now? Not Kanye West stepping out and calling Blueface a clone? Because this whole cloning talk is starting to sound wild out here. People have been joking about secret labs and replacements for years, but when someone like Kanye drops a hint, suddenly everybody starts paying attention like the whole industry might be switching people out overnight.
Photo of Blueface before and after prison. This is quite a change. This is Blueface before going to prison, and this is the new Blueface. Very, very different. We have the Chase logo. Are you a scammer? Maybe you just like trapezoids, I don't know. And then we have what looks like a Washington Nationals logo in between his eyes. Or maybe it's Walgreens. Maybe he always wanted to be a pharmacist. Maybe he has a perk habit. I don't know what this W means.
And honestly, the way Blueface came out of prison had folks squinting from day one. People were like, hold on, that's Blueface? Because he walked out looking way heavier, moving different, and acting like he didn't even remember the chaos he used to have going on with Christian.
I mean, I think to a lot of people, dedicating your face to it at this point was an interesting decision. Like, how would you explain that?
I try to tell niggas where I'm from. No.
It shocked people because the old Blueface was messy and loud, and this new version came out real quiet and detached, like he didn't get the memo on who he used to be. Kanye has been talking about cloning for a long time, especially after he said he was nearly replaced too, so hearing him bring this up again didn't shock everyone.
My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah. I'm Christian.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You're out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. You understand? They hit me. Gap, Adidas, all that away. Still Forbes, who hate me, right? Had to write net worth 400 million.
But the name he attached it to sure did. Nobody expected Kanye to speak on Blueface whatsoever. So when he mentioned him, folks were like, wait, why him? Because that alone made people rethink the whole situation. These clone whispers really kicked off the same minute Blueface stepped out the gate. The public was staring him down, comparing pictures, videos, everything, like they were detectives on a case. Some people tried to shrug it off, saying he probably just put on weight from jail food and stress. But then another issue popped up that nobody could ignore. It was the tattoos. Those new face tattoos had everybody confused because they looked nothing like anything he ever rocked before.
I've been personally playing for about 8 years now. It started around when around Illmind 5 when that came out, because the song was so big, and then they told me I had to kind of sacrifice something. They said you're gonna have to pay it back because you just put this information out there, and this is gonna put people in the wrong mindset of what we're trying to do in society. So they told me that if I don't do these list of things, then they're going to hurt my family. It was like an all white room, and they opened one of the doors and it had a Gucci suit. A Gucci bodysuit. And I said, oh no, please don't tell me that is what I think it is. They said, yeah.
Random logos everywhere. Telegram, Walgreens, Major League Football, St. Laurent, Washington Nationals, even Chase, stamped across his face like a walking billboard. People were staring like, what is this supposed to mean? And that's when the clone rumors really started snowballing, because none of it added up. You cannot make this up. When folks asked Blueface why he even got that tattoo, his answer had everyone staring at the screen like, come again, because nothing he said cleared up the confusion. It just added more mystery to an already strange situation. And when Kanye stepped out accusing Blue of being a clone, people were stunned at first. It felt random, almost out of nowhere. But once people started looking back at Kanye's history, everything started connecting in a way that made everyone sit up straight. Kanye had been talking about cloning for years, but nobody was paying attention.
Cause girl, you don't even know the real Gucci. Y'all think y'all know the real Gucci. Y'all don't know the real Gucci. That nigga parading around out here, that ain't the real Gucci, man. That's not him. I don't know where the fuck, honestly. Like, last time I seen Gucci was at Patchwork Studio in 2010. Cold Blooded was there. Was Mojo there? Yeah, I think Mojo, Cold Blooded. Like, that's the last time I saw Gucci in the flesh. But even Yeah, free Gucci. You thinking, but I'm thinking, man, something ain't right. Gucci, is you in there? It's so blank twice. Wake.
Because they thought he was just being dramatic again. See, Kanye has thrown out some serious claims about people getting cloned long before this moment. He always hinted that certain celebrities come back different, like something happened behind the scenes. But the reason his words hit harder this time was the timing. Blueface looked different, acted different, and the industry felt strange. So suddenly folks were like, hold on, what if Kanye isn't exaggerating this time? There was even a moment when people thought Kanye himself had been cloned. That's how deep these rumors go. And when Kanye was fighting the whole industry over his controversial comments, he dropped something that shook the internet. A screenshot of a disturbing text message from Hollywood executives. The message looked like a warning, basically telling him that if he didn't chill and stop talking, they would send him to some facility and roll out a cloned version of him like nothing happened.
We don't believe that there's clones. We don't believe that because we don't feel like we have the technology.
What you'd have to do is make a clone brain dead. Figure out how to engineer a brain dead clone that'll grow organs for you.
Look,
and then they'll make cloning legal, because then you'll never have to worry.
The message said, I'm gonna help you in one of a couple ways, and the way it was phrased had people feeling uneasy in a way they couldn't ignore. The message continued in a tone that shook everybody. It said, first, you and I sit down and have a loving and open conversation, but you don't use cuss words, and everything that is discussed is based in fact and not some crazy stuff that dumb friend of yours told you or you saw in a tweet. That alone sounded controlling, but the next part was even worse. The text laid out a second option, saying, second option, I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to Zombieland forever. Play dates with the kids just won't be the same. Hearing that made people realize why Kanye keeps warning everyone about what goes on behind closed doors. And once Kanye brought up cloning again, folks immediately started comparing Blueface's situation to Gucci Mane's transformation. When Gucci came out of prison years ago, people swore he was a whole different man. His face looked slimmer, his attitude shifted, and his entire lifestyle flipped like he reset his whole identity overnight. To this day, some fans still argue that the Gucci we see now is a clone who replaced the original version, and they even claim his wife Keisha is getting paid to keep everything under control. People couldn't help noticing how similar the rumors sounded. A rapper goes in, comes out looking and acting different, and suddenly the internet starts whispering that something deeper might be going on. These comparisons had folks looking at Blueface even harder.
Do you think that there is actual cloning going on?
We know that there's actual cloning going on. The question I believe you're asking is human cloning.
Oh, yes, sir.
But let's start with the real question. The real question is cloning going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I knew it.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, let's just say animal cloning.
Oh,
right?
yes.
Let's start there. That's not a myth or...
No, that's been known.
That's not a conspiracy theory that we are at the point where we have no problem cloning animals. If you lose a pet, you can send away to these companies and they'll
fucking remix that bitch and send it back.
Right.
Yeah.
At as close a proximity as you can imagine.
Yeah.
Right? That we know is possible. Okay.
Wondering if there was more to the story than just weight gain and strange tattoos. Before prison, Gucci Mane had a totally different look. A rounder stomach, a tired face, and the kind of wear and tear that came from years of substance use. But when he stepped out after doing his time, he shocked everybody. He was around 50 pounds lighter, had visible abs, and his whole energy felt brand new. People even started pointing out how his famous ice cream cone face tattoo looked lighter and less sharp than before, which only added more fire to the clone rumors. Things got even messier when rapper Hopsin hopped on Instagram and dropped a whole joke video pretending to be Gucci's clone. He did it right when people were accusing him of being Gucci's replacement, and the timing had folks laughing but also looking sideways, like he was playing into something a little too perfectly. Eventually, Gucci himself had enough of the clone talk and decided to address it straight on. And when he spoke, he didn't sound angry. He sounded reflective, almost proud of who he became. He said, "In a way, I feel like I grew. I kind of morphed into a different person, shedding some of my old ways. I can say I grew up. I love the person I was, I love the person I am, and I love the person I grew to be." His words made it clear he wasn't bothered by the rumors at all, almost like the new Gucci was simply a man who evolved instead of someone who got replaced. Gucci continued explaining that he put real effort into changing his life. He said he tried to lose weight, take care of himself, shift his mindset, and remove people and habits that were dragging him down. He basically rebuilt his whole world from the inside out. And he admitted that this transformation is probably what folks are having a hard time believing, but to him, the change was completely real and he stood by it with confidence. But things took a sharp turn when his ex-girlfriend, Mac Brezzi, came out with a shocking claim of her own. Mac said she believes, without any doubt, that Gucci passed away while he was locked up and that a replacement was created during his time in prison. Her statement blew up online, and it kept the clone rumors alive long after Gucci tried to shut everything down. And just when everyone thought these clone allegations couldn't get messier, Katt Williams stepped into the conversation and backed up the claims Kanye made about Blueface being cloned. Katt didn't hold back at all. According to him, Hollywood can get away with cloning certain celebrities because they know most people won't question anything, and the few who do will be labeled as dramatic or crazy for even bringing it up. Katt also revealed during a recent interview that cloning didn't start with people. It supposedly began with animals, but over time, he claimed the testing shifted toward humans, especially well-known figures who moved through the industry under tight contracts and pressure. His comments had people looking around like, if all this is true, how many celebrities are we really seeing the real version of?
I just took you in it, but I just put they boneless. That's where I come in. That's where I come in. Yeah, yeah, come on. I just put you home, now they home. That's where I come in. Yeah, that's where I'm. Come on. That's where I come in.
The similarities between Gucci and Blueface are honestly wild when you look at them side by side. If people really believe Gucci got replaced, then the idea of Blueface getting cloned doesn't sound impossible to them anymore. Blue even came out of prison acting like he lost his whole rhythm when it comes to making music, and that threw a lot of folks off. Normally I'd just say maybe he fell off or needed time to reset, but something about this whole situation feels different, and these rumors are starting to connect in a way that's hard to ignore. People online definitely had something to say too. One person commented, "It's sad, you can clearly see something happened to him in jail." Another person added, "It's the same play as Gucci, that's not him, that's a body double or clone. That's why the first stream is with DDG." Comments like that had the internet buzzing non-stop because everyone was trying to figure out what's real and what's just street gossip. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Blueface was really cloned, or is this just another wild theory the internet cooked up? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to hit like, subscribe, share, and comment. It helps a lot. And make sure you click here to watch the next messy video because this story is only getting crazier.